Bitcoin is up, altcoins are skyrocketing, so of course everyone is asking the same question. Is this the beginning of the next bull run? And more importantly, should I be jumping into the market right now to not miss out on it? In this video, I will look at the crypto market in a bit more detail, so hopefully you will get a clearer picture of what's going on. I'm Andy, and this is Crypto Like a Pro, my channel where I talk about everything crypto and Web3 related. So let's have a look at the current market situation. And as always, let's look at Bitcoin first. The reason why people are getting excited about crypto again is of course this huge move we've seen a couple of weeks ago. And also the fact that we didn't experience any pullback since then. If anything, actually we continue trending up, albeit a little bit slower. If we zoom out and look at the price of Bitcoin, well, we are clearly in this uptrend. We could draw a couple of lines along the bottoms and tops of this channel. And of course, these are just really quick lines on the chart. I'm not drawing them perfectly through the tops and bottoms, but the important thing here is that however you want to draw it, we are very clearly in an uptrend on a macro scale. Basically since January this year, so well, close to a year now, as we are approaching the end of 2023, we've been gradually trending up with some massive pullbacks on the way. But we started the year or ended previous year around 15 or 18K, and we are now roughly at twice that amount, maybe even a bit more. We are approaching 40K. If this trend will continue, we can expect a couple of pullbacks, maybe to low or mid 30s, but generally we should see the price trending up to 40K and then above it. Of course, there will be also Bitcoin halving around March or April next year, so that's approaching quite rapidly, only about 4 or 5 months from now. So this also adds to the generally more and more bullish sentiment. If we look at the stock market, S&P 500 specifically, well, we had this massive move up over the last month or so, and we are approaching this peak right here around $460. If we can break above it, then, well, we are then approaching this peak just above 460. And then the next one to conquer, or the next few peaks to conquer, are those peaks right here, closer to 470, 480 range, which are basically the absolute peaks of S&P 500. That's overall much more bullish scenario than where we were a couple of months ago. Essentially everything is moving up quite nicely, but is it the beginning of a bull run? What's quite interesting to see is what some of the smaller cap altcoins are doing. For example, if you look at Link, let's zoom in a little bit. It was trending quite nicely, somewhere between $5 and $8 for quite a while. Well, basically since May 2022. And then in the last couple of weeks, it's just absolutely skyrocketed. And Chainlink is not exactly a microcap altcoin, isn't it? It's relatively large cap. So it's interesting to see a move like this. If we then look at something like S-Fund, again, let's zoom in a bit. That went from around 60 cents to just over $2, 2.1, so over 300%. ApeCoin, to be fair, that's not doing much at the moment. Altura, another massive move from around 3 cents to at some point close to 7 cents. So again, more than twice. Super, that's a huge one. It went from about 7 cents to 24. So, well, that's an easy 3x, even more than that. And a lot of other altcoins been showing similar huge moves. And one of my favorite ones is, if we look at my other list, as you can see, a lot of stuff here is in green, but Card Starter, I mean, that's been going up like crazy as well. So what's been happening? Well, first of all, we have much more bullish sentiment in the crypto market overall. If we look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, we are now in greed territory. And if we look at the chart, we've been actually in the greed territory for a while. So the market is getting overall much more optimistic. Of course, as soon as price of Bitcoin and Ethereum goes up, the overall sentiment around crypto is improving, and we see more influencers posting about it. And of course, people are getting interested again and trying to make quick money. So just to make one thing clear, yes, I think we are in early stages of the next crypto bull run. And while I think it's a good idea to invest in Bitcoin or Ethereum right now, or potentially other large cap altcoins. I think investing in any smaller cap altcoins is extremely risky strategy. Of course, if you want to invest a small amount, hoping that it will go up like 100x by the time we reach next crypto market bull run, well, that's absolutely fine. But if you're playing with any larger amounts, this is extremely, extremely risky. Essentially, this is just gambling or buying lottery tickets. Things may go up, and as we've seen, they've been going up quite nicely, but also we are still so early in the market cycle that anything can happen. If we look at the previous market cycle and we look at the price of Bitcoin, well, halving happened somewhere here in May 2020, so we were at roughly $10,000. If we zoom in closer and look at this range, well, that was of course COVID crash, and then we were hovering around $10,000, then around 12,000, then started climbing to around 15K, but we didn't really see proper move up for quite a while, right? So that's halving somewhere around here. And as you can see, it's around 10K for quite a while, then around 12K. And then we only really started moving up around October 2020. So that was good few months, almost half a year after the halving. And of course, it just all went parabolic for the next 6 or 12 months. So considering that the next halving will be around April next year, April 2024, it's fair to assume that there will be still plenty of time next year to jump into the crypto market, because probably not much will be happening until the summer or even after the summer. And that's talking about Bitcoin. And generally what we can observe is that Bitcoin goes up first, then Ethereum goes up second, and then altcoins go up after that. Basically, people are rolling profits, as I said many times on this channel. People make money on Bitcoin or Ethereum or both, and then they roll their profits into other large mid and micro cap altcoins. So in the last bull run, altcoin season didn't really happen until like very late 2020, early 2021, right? Somewhere around here. So basically Bitcoin had all this massive move, and it was more than half a year since the halving, and only then altcoins properly started kicking in. And the altcoin season actually went kind of on and off for quite a while, because we had those massive peaks in early 2021. Then of course in the summer there was a big dip, and then we had this another massive run up here. So considering that this was the peak of the market cycle, well over a year after the halving, if you look at some altcoins, well, a lot of them actually peaked in mid-November or even early December. So we had Bitcoin peak somewhere here in early November. But then if we look at something like, let's say, CDFI fund, that peaked much later. So max in late November, right? So about 2 or 3 weeks after Bitcoin peak. And it was similar for many other altcoins. So what I'm trying to say here is that although there is certainly quite a bit of action now in the crypto market, we are still in those very, very early stages. If you are happy to completely risk some money, by that I mean risk it knowing that it may go down to zero or almost zero, because we still don't know which way the market will go, well, yeah, it's not necessarily the worst moment to start getting some of the altcoins, because the prices are still very, very low. However, the market is certainly slowly heating up, so there is a decent chance that the prices will gradually be going up from here. However, if you want to play it a bit safer, my point of view is still exactly the same. Buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, and then wait until the situation is much more clear. Personally, I still think that the crypto gaming narrative will be the main thing in the next crypto bull run. So I think getting into the crypto gaming coins makes a lot of sense. And for full disclosure, I still hold some of the tokens from the previous bull run, but vast majority of my crypto holdings is currently in Bitcoin. But overall, I think that those are exciting but very early stages of the bull run. And I think most people who are jumping into it now will get burned because it's still way, way too risky to predict what will happen next. I've been saying it for a long time that between now and the halving, I expect the prices to go up and down, and it's pretty much impossible to predict any clear trend. I expect to happen what's pretty much been happening. So Bitcoin is gradually trending up, but still in a very volatile way. And if you would average those prices, well, we are climbing up very, very slowly, especially if you zoom out and compare it to how quickly it can move up in a bull market, right? Like compare this move right here or any of those massive moves up to this slow trend that's, well, uptrend, but still very slow one that's happening right now. And then if you look at a lot of those altcoins, yes, they are going up, but you have to be very careful that you don't get caught in, well, basically a bit of a mania and then a massive sell-off. Because let's be honest, when we have a move like this, there has to be some sort of correction. Arguably, you could say that buying S-Fund now at $2 is still a very, very good purchase. If we look at where it was in the last bull run, around $17 or so at the peak, well, yeah, of course, you can still do a healthy 8x, 9x from the current price. But also, when you have a sudden spike like this, personally, I would wait for a bit of a correction because it will likely occur. And you don't want to be the person buying here only for everyone to then dump on you and when the price corrects to about $1 or so. In short, I think there is a lot of potential to make some gains now, but personally, I think it's a sensible thing to just wait for the market to have a much clearer move up and basically wait closer to the halving. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but I don't think there are any shortcuts in crypto. I think it's all about learning and preparing yourself for the bull run. And if you know what you're doing, then, well, of course, you know how to play the game. But if you're relatively new to it, don't try to make your big money now because you will get burned. Basically, make sure that you are KYC'd on multiple exchanges. Make sure you have multiple crypto wallets. Make sure you know how to move assets between different chains. And then you are in a good position to take advantage of this market. And if you are not sure what I'm talking about, subscribe to the channel and check out my next video, which will be coming out next week. And I'll be giving you a full crypto playbook so you'll know exactly how to prepare for the next crypto bull run. Thank you for watching. See you next time.